Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is June Liu. How you doing, June?
I'm good.
So today we are talking about the MoyaRuiz Il Ridotto Biribi. It's a Robusto Extra cigar 5x54 ring gauge. Comes out of the Arizona factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Brazilian Habano. The binder and filler are both from Nicaragua. Cigar is blended by Hector Alfonso, and the price point is $8. Cigar was released in July of 2017. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your smoking experience like?
So the best way to talk about this cigar for me is categorizing within the first third and then the last couple of thirds, since those latter two thirds were essentially the same experience. But within the first third, it was good. I got white pepper, cardboard, dried nuts, like a generic dried wood going on. Finish, it was a very lasting mixture of cardboard, white pepper, and that pepper note kind of hit mainly on the rear palate for me. Retroling, deeper notes, white pepper, a lot of rich nuttiness, strength within the entire profile is like a building starting from like medium full, getting to medium full to kind of being medium full by the time, get into like the second and last third. And body being medium. So that was the first third. Within the last couple of thirds is where I felt like the cigar kind of broke down for me in terms of, flavors. So, you know, at the core of it, I kind of felt like, it was still kind of like that peppery, cardboardy, like nuttiness kind of going on. But, as the cigar progressed, it became more of that cardboard, kind of like that generic paper kind of a note. I'm not a big fan of, like, I don't have anything, like, when I say, first and foremost, when I say I taste cardboard in my pre-light experience or my smoking experience, it is not a bad thing. It is simply a note that I taste. It could be a very good thing if you could center it around, if you could kind of have a supporting cast of flavors that, blends well together with it. But it's not such a great thing when it's such a like one note, like you're just kind of burning paper kind of a note.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how it felt with this cigar towards the latter, portion of the smoking experience, where it was just like a bit too cardboard like, a bit too papery like, and it was mixed with that white pepper, and it became kind of a little bit of a one note wonder for me. So first tour is definitely the star of the cigar for me. In terms of construction, like most stuff from Lazona, I didn't really have much of a big problem with the construction. Burn was really good. The ash was a little flaky. Burn was uneven, but I never had to correct it with my lighter. So with that said, really no big issues. Draw also really good. A little loose, but no real complaints.
Yeah, for me, the cigar started out with kind of a unique profile of wood and anise. A little bit of cream kind of joined in there, and that kind of cream increased a little bit as it went on. Retrohale was really providing some of that kind of same notes, just a little bit fuller. Second, third, wood kind of gained a little bit of a char note to it. Anise was still there, not as strong as before, but it was still there. Um, it was a big part of the retrohale, but the mouth flavor was a little bit dialed back a bit there. Um, it really kind of stuck that way moving forward. I mean, it wasn't that much of a change in the final third. The anise kind of finally went away. It was more of a kind of a creamy charred wood note as things finished out. But there was like a little quick hit of the anise that came back right at the end of the cigar. Um, Strength level was kind of slightly above medium to start, and it's kind of remained that way the whole way. So it was not really any changes in regards to strength. Burn wise, a little bit wavy. Had to do one touch up. Other than that, good. Ash held on 1 inch increments. But similar to you, draw was loose. I cut really shallow, but it was still pretty loose. I did have to kind of temper my draws a little bit. I just didn't want to overheat the cigar. So kind of I deducted a little bit of points for that because it was just something I had to pay attention to just to make sure I didn't go too fast with it. So what were your overall thoughts on this one?
My overall thoughts are it was an average tasting profile, kind of like what I was talking about. The overlying cardboard paper note it was kind of mundane. Didn't really work well with the other notes, in my opinion. Um, I don't think this is the best Moya Ruiz offering. This release, it's not really like their other releases either. I mean, when I think about MoyaRuiz, aside from the pickle juice that they made, which is kind of like a one-off, in my opinion. They usually come out with really bold offerings, like bold strength, pretty bold flavors. But I didn't feel like this was it. I don't think that this was a bad cigar by any means. I don't think Lazona makes a bad cigar. Like, I own boxes of Lazona cigars. I don't think they make bad cigars. It's just that this cigar, for me, is kind of like in that middle average kind of a tasting profile. Hopefully they release more stuff pending, FDA. But looking forward to what they do next, I guess.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty consistent cigar. I mean, it wasn't a lot of like change up in flavors or complexity, but the flavor that was there was good and it was consistent pretty much all the way through. Construction was really good, other than that loose straw, which is, it's okay, I guess, if it doesn't become a problem. But if you like more Ruiz, if you like Espinosa, I think you'd kind of be in this. At least if you have a palate like mine, you have to prefer anise, I guess, if because that's what I got from this one. So if you don't like that, then this is not going to be something you want to smoke. But I thought it was good. It's there's nothing wrong with this one. It scored pretty well for me. Would have done a little bit better if it had a better draw, but otherwise, it's definitely something I would smoke again. So getting into the scores, I give it a 6.77. You give it a 5.85. How do you think that matches up with your experience?
Matches up well. High fives. Average taste profile overall. Good construction. I expect it to be in that high five range.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like I said, it was good all the way through, flavor consistent through all the thirds. Knocked down a little bit by that loose straw, but otherwise it was a pretty flavorful cigar. It's if you want a lot of change ups and things like that, this didn't provide that. But I'm okay with just good flavor if you can have it consistently, because like my palate didn't tire of the flavor where I was just feeling I wasn't getting the same thing anymore. So at least that it was able to provide that. So I thought that was pretty good. Any other final thoughts from you?
Mm-mm.
All right. If you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.